Hello and welcome to Guild Wars 2. This is going to be a series of Guild Wars 2 videos about breaking it down video by video, bit by bit, explaining every aspect about Guild Wars 2 really. And this video is just going to be going over the character creation, different characters, different classes, different races and all that you can pick, and just the basic overview of the first bit as you come into Guild Wars 2 if you buy the game. As I might say now, I haven't really proved my point, but you need to get this game. This game is absolutely amazing. If you don't know what Guild Wars 2 is, it is an action MMO RPG game. You play in the fantasy world of Tyria, if I hopefully say that right. Don't kill me if I don't. Basically, it's this continental world locked in an endless struggle against the elder dragons, which have resurfaced and reawakened in the world, and you battle to defeat them in each of your character's own personal quests. So let's just get over the overview, shall we? So this is the main screen. You'll be always you always come to this. This is my main character. I've got two at the moment. He's at 41. He's a human ranger, and I've done 27% of the map. Kind of sounds quite crap, but yeah, I've done quite a bit. So this is your character. Gives you a nice little view. You can twirl him around. Woo! Yay! See what it looks like at the moment. Top right, you've got your name, obviously, or username. You've got your map completion. These little, if you scroll over them, they give you Derman Priory banner. So I've only done this one because I selected Order Whispers banner. This is a look for your personal story quest. This is for legendary treasure, so this is when you get the highest tier weapon gear. This is PvP, so I haven't unlocked this yet because I haven't really played much PvP. And this is PvP Gladiator, so this is just for one-on, I think, matches. I haven't actually got any total rank points, no. So yeah. So this is what you get when you come in. There is actually music, but I've turned it down because it was quite loud. So I've turned all the settings down. I've turned the music off. Graphically, I've got this game up to the max as most I can. There's probably a few bits I haven't changed. As a PC game, as what you expect, there's plenty of controls to choose from. You don't really need a high-end PC to run this. You can have quite a low-end PC and still be able to run this fine. Maybe not, the game might not look amazing, but it's, you still be able to play the game. So that's what one of the main things about it is. Sound options, plenty of them. Control options, there's loads. Well, not lots to choose from, but there's quite a few that the main ones you need. And obviously there's general options as well, just for the game part of it. I've Vanity filter turned to none, so I'll see all the swears and all the nasty language that you expect to see in a game. The game's running at 30 FPS at the moment. That's because that's what I've locked fraps to. I think that's how many people's in Guild Wars at the moment. I don't actually know that. I thought it was at this server. There is different server worlds when you come in. So at the moment, the European, they're all at medium population at the moment, and obviously these are all Europeans. But there is American servers as well. I'm in Black Tide at the moment. So where's that one? There we go. Black Tide is actually quite high at the moment. I picked one of the most heavily populated ones, you could say. There is American as well, so if you're from America, don't worry, there is plenty of servers, there's loads to choose from. Once you choose a world, you will not be able to transfer out the world, I don't think. I will luckily enough manage to do it because I picked the wrong one for my friend, so I managed to transfer without actually costing anything. But normally, if you want to transfer to another world, you've got to pay gems, but I'll go into that in more detail when I get further into the game. You basically start with 5 character slots to use, so you could choose one of each race basically, because there's 5 races in this game. So let's just go in and I'll show you an overview about it. So if I go create, it'll go through hopefully and not crash on me. That would be a bit of a downside for a playthrough. So this is where you get to choose your race. So there's 5 races. I'm not going to explain what exactly each race are. If you want to do that, pause the video and read the description. Well, read the description here. But you've got your Char, which they're in the first game, but you never got to really play them. So they're in the game. You've got the humans, which, well, obviously humans, main characters in the Guild Wars 1. So they featured in this one. Then you've got the Norn, which 4 out of 5 of these characters are featuring for the first time as playable characters. You could only play as the humans in the first game. The Norn, the hunter race, you could say. And then you've got the Asura, which are the inventor race. All these fancy technology. The Char are like the warrior race, you could say, the most brutal and look quite evil, you could say. And you've got the Sylvari, I think it's Sylvari race. I still don't know how to pronounce some of these. They're actually quite, if you don't actually hear them, you don't have to pronounce them. These are like plant trees-like. These like plant-like creatures. These ones are actually the newest one in the Tyria world. These have only been around for the last 25 years based in the game, so these are quite new. So let's just pick a random character. So if I go with a Norn, you go in and you get to choose obviously male and female characters, so that's another one. So also just choose a female, go into it, and then you get put into different classes in the game. So you pick your race, and then you pick your female, male, you know, sex, or whatever you want to call it, and then you've got 8 classes to choose from. So again, I'm just going to click on each one, and then you have to read the bottom description below there to see what each one are. But basically, you've got your elementals, obviously the ones with fire, water, and earth. Oh, what is it? What is it? Air, fire, earth, and water. So you've got different abilities, and then you got your warrior, which are basically the tanks, you could say. Just go in and just deal as much damage as possible, do the most DPS. Then you've got your guardians, which are more of the defensive class between the warrior and the guardian. They're more for defensive spells, and I think they have the most health, if I'm correct. They basically more defensive between the two. Then you've got the engineer, which is more explosive oriented, so they get grenades, turrets. They can place down turrets in game. You know, there's loads of different abilities they can do. They've also got different armor they can wear. So if you go to the Elementalist again, they can wear light armor. Warriors can wear heavy armor. The Guardians can wear heavy. Engineers wear medium. And you've got the Ranger, which is quite useful in the bow, and they have a lot of traps. I play as one, and they also have a pet as a companion, which is another cool feature. So you've also basically you get 2 characters really. You've got your pet and you've got your main character, and your pet can deal a lot of damage for you. He's like your close combat, while you stay back and fight. You can actually go into close combat, but obviously again I'll go into that in future videos. They can wear medium armor, strike from long range using the bow, and have a lot of traps and that, which are quite cool. Then you've got the Necromancer, which dark arts, evil. They can summon stuff from the dead to fight for them. They can only wear light armor, which you can see. So they're the more evil one. And then you've got Thief, which are the more stealthy class. They can wear medium armor. They have a lot of abilities to go into stealth mode and cloak and disappear and stab enemies from behind, and you know, use the dagger and that quite efficiently. And then obviously you've got the Mesmer. The Mesmer class is, well, very pink-like, you could say. Just twirl them around, have a look. I don't mean you can twirl up and down, but they're very they're more illusions, like illusionaries. They can clone themselves and make someone else, which is more of an illusion, and do attacks from them. And they can only really wear light armor. So each class has its pluses and its strongs. Warriors are quite heavy and can't move as fast, but I'm assuming the ones that have lower, like the light stuff, can move a lot quicker. But let's just pick one. So I'll actually go with the Mesmer, just because it's the nice pinkiest one for a female. You could say it seems to suit them, but I don't want to get done for sexism. So obviously, character creation wise, you've got a lot to choose from. There is a few more wish you could actually choose. Height wise, you can't really. You can make your character quite tall or quite short, but there doesn't seem to be much. That's like the minimum height there, and that's the maximum height. So I wish you could make a really small one. I think maybe with the Asura you can make them really small, but obviously because it's humans you don't really get them that short. But yeah, you can change the size, you can hide armor. Yes, you can see a woman basically almost in no clothes, just apart from their, what I'd say, a bra and some knickers and a belt. Is that a belt? Yeah, it's a belt. But obviously for, yeah, oh no, put the armor back on. Put the armor back on. I don't want to scare anyone and get this video plus 18 rated. You can change physique, so the size of the character you can change. So if you want a woman quite muscly, skinny, you can change the size, colour, you can change skin. You got tattoos, so you can add tattoos to your character. So let's see if I can find one that's. Again, I'm gonna have to just hide the armor to actually be able to see these. So you got different tattoos on the face, I'm assuming. There you go. So you got loads of different tattoos you can do. Some of them aren't really that good, but then you got others which are amazing. There's a few body ones. Well, that's an interesting one. Obviously, if I go back, put the armor back on, that's what it looks like without the with all the clothes on. And then you've got head options, so you can change. This game has a lot of customization. I wish you could choose a bit more, but you can't really have too much. There's quite a few different hairstyles you can have. So if you, and I think this is faces at the moment, is it? Yeah. So you can change the face, want the way it looks. And then you can go into more detail, don't worry, but obviously you get the hairstyles, so if I change the side, you can have a pirate look, nice long haired look. You've got a few different ones, so there's loads of different hairstyles you can choose from. I'm assuming they'll add more in the game at some point. You can have a girl who's bald if you felt like it, which is interesting enough. You can have one which's got plaits and looks kind of Klingon-like a bit, you could say. Just need some forehead ridges. And then obviously you can change the face entirely, so you can change the size, the irises, you can have them really wide, you can change the angle of the eyes, so you can have down or up, so you can have, you know, different races from our world, so you can have maybe some Chinese, Japanese, Asian, Filipino, you know, you can get to customize it the way ever you want, which is kind of cool. You can change the size of the eyes, you go into the nose, the mouth, chin and jaw. You go in, you get armoured eyes, so that's where you just change the colour. So Mesmers have a mask by the looks of it. So you can change the mask options. So, you know, if I just make something completely random up, let's go into each one. This is not going to be for style, it's just going to be me picking random colours. Let's go for that one. So there you go. That's, you can actually have a multicoloured Mesmer if you felt like it. So once you go in, I'm not going to be going right to the end of this. You get to choose your personal background basically. So from a Mesmer's point of view, you read that. A Mesmer's mask creates an image. Choose to look out from behind. You can have a Harlequin's smile, Phantom's sorrow. Phantasm Sorrow, a Fanged Dread. So you get all these different coloured masks. These are what you'll see in game. I do think they don't affect you too much. Also there's a description below, so if you want to have a little read of each one, you can. And then Trouble may follow me, but I use my, you got Charm, Dignity, and then you got Ferocity to overcome it. So you get to pick that. I think these like if you pick one, that's the highest tribute you have. So if I pick Dignity, that'd be the highest out of the three. But they do get affected as you if you do go along in your quest, in your personal story. So if I choose that one, then you got your most important quality is that I have the necessary, and then you've got Intuition to guard the mists. Then you got Cunning to protect the spirits, and then Strength to defeat ancient foes. So there's all those. So if you go through them all, at a recent celebratory mute held in Holbrack, I lost an heirloom, got into a fight, or blacked out from being drunk. And then obviously you go in, When I was still a kid, I had a vision a spirit of the wild spoke to me and offered its guardianship. That spirit was a bear, a snow leopard, a wolf, or a raven. So I think that's them all actually. I don't want to click the next button, just in case it tries to create the character. Ah, never mind. Now this is where you create your character, so obviously you go in, it tells you your story of what all you picked. So it's basically what you picked, and it just puts it in a nice little context for you. You choose your name. Obviously in the bottom left it gives you details of what your name has to be more than... Yes, no. This name may use up to 19 characters, so 19 letters. Spaces count as a character, so keep that in mind. It tells you what you need, so the name does not have to exceed the maximum characters, so that's fine. Make sure it doesn't exceed. And the name uses a minimum of 3 characters, so you can't just use like Eve, and then you can't use that, it won't let you, so you've got to have more than that, and you've got to basically have all 3 ticked. And you can all use, the name is using only English letters, so you've got to have A, B, C, D, not like any Chinese letters or Russian letters or anything like that. That's not English basically. But I think that's just more for the global prospect of it. But yeah, so that's the look at, well, you could say Mesmer as well, but character creation and the game itself. The game itself is set 250 years after Guild Wars 1. I played a lot of Guild Wars 1. But for now, I'm just going to end it here. The next video I'm going to do, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do, but it's going to be in parts, so skills maybe in a video, and crafting and all that is another one. But for now, I think I'm going to end it there. So this is Guild Wars 2 first look. I said 1 then. Oh god, I'm going back a few years for that. It's been about 6 years. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Please rate and subscribe, leave a comment below if I've said something wrong. I do apologise if I had, or have. It depends which past content you're looking at this, but for now, I bid you adieu, and I'll see you all later, so goodbye.